Make the ugliest piece we've ever made before. We're going to use this 18 gauge antique copper because I don't have 16 gauge, which would be better, but I didn't prepare. And at 18, antique copper is like extremely ugly. Probably the ugliest color ever. We got some 20 just in case. We got some 22 just in case. So we're prepared that way. We just don't have the size we need. All right, so these are some really ugly stones. And I just try to find the ugliest ones I can. Let's just make this whole piece like super ugly. I'm not sure if I should thread them first or make a base shape and then thread them inside it. What do you guys think? I think I'll make the base shape first, yeah. Let's move these ugly beads out of the way. Sorry, you don't have to look at them anymore. And let's take some of this stuff. This stuff is, ooh, I know, let's make it double. Let's make it, since it's thinner, the 18 gauge is a little thinner than 16. Let's take like a big amount. What are we gonna do? Like, let's take like almost 2 feet, like 2/3 of a meter, and cut that. And what are we gonna do with that? I don't know. I didn't plan any of this. Let's bend it. Let's bring it to the middle of the wire, and you can't see what I'm doing because this is the secret part. We're gonna bring it to the middle of the wire and just bend it like that, right? And I think we're gonna make a swirl. Let's hold it like this. You can make a double swirl if you hold it like that, and you just hold that firmly, and you just come around like that. See, isn't that super cool, right? And all right, now we can mess with this wire, and like I said, like, let's just try to make this as ugly as we can. So let's do some weird bendy shapes that have no rhyme or reason. And I'm not sure what to do with this now. That's good. Yeah. Weird. It's getting weirder. I like this. I like this ugliness. Yeah. I'm feeling this. Let's bring it around here to anchor it. So we want it to be ugly but strong. We don't want it to fall apart. We want the ugliness to last for years. So the person who wears it has to suffer a long time. Oh, I'm enjoying this. The depths of ugliness is just, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, this is just so good. I think I'm gonna come around. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yes, I'm gonna come around here like this. And I'm gonna anchor that around there. And I think I'm done. Let's see. Yeah. Let's bend this all the way down there. Oh, yeah. Now each of these can be like a dumb little swirl. Oh, this is so amazingly disgusting. Look at that. That's gross. So gross. That's moving a little. Let's wind this swirl a little bit so it moves less. Oh, that just increases the ugly factor. Oh, yes. Let's twist this like that so it doesn't move also, yeah. All right, so that's moving a little bit, but once we add the rest of the wire, it'll kind of keep it still. I'm feeling that. It just feels like horrible. Horrible. Now let's put in these gross beads. Yes. I'm going to use the 22 for that. I think we could skip the 20 today, and let's just kind of thread them in wherever we feel like they would look the worst. It's got to clear your throat really hard when you do this. That's the important part. I'm taking about 1.5 feet, or that's 1/2 of a meter. I'm going to assume this is the top part. And I I would say it looks like an amoeba, but this I don't want to. This would bring shame to the amoeba community, so I'm just gonna say it's an ugly piece, and I'd leave it at that. Put this tiger's eye on here. This is the fun part. You can just thread a bead and then wrap it around, and then thread another bead and wrap it around, and you can just kind of fill in the empty spots with all the rest of the really ugly beads. So this is like, you know, real easy. You could thread it on one side or the other. It really doesn't matter. Like, you're basically just strengthening the whole thing and making sure the beads stay in place. So this is just, you know, just do whatever you feel like it at this point. And sometimes it doesn't always work. Like this one is kind of bouncing around, which is fine. You can leave it like that, but I'm gonna make it more firm. So now that it's already secure, I'm gonna wrap it around again from another angle. See that? And you could do other little things, like you can crimp the wire, and you know, there's things you can do. It's basically whatever you feel like doing. Just make sure you don't make it look good, because you want to maintain the ugliness everywhere as much as possible. This end of the wire is pretty much done, so we'll just end it in like an ugly curly Q. So don't try to make it smooth. Try to make it like weird and wonky and uneven, because that will add to the gross factor. See where this is still kind of moving around? So I'm gonna bring this next part of the wire around here before I even thread any stones. I'm just gonna tighten it up. Just, you know, just kind of wrap it in and about the offending parts. You want to pull it tight, because if it's loose, it's basically not going to hold anything, which is what you want it to do. So sometimes you got to play with it, and you got to make sure you're moving with the way the wire goes. You don't want to twist the wire too hard, you know, against the way it's flowing, because you can kink it, and then if you kink it, it will make a weak spot, and then if you pull hard, it could break, and then you lose that. So, you know, it happens. So if it happens, don't cry. All right, let's get the rest of these in here. This long one only had a hole drilled through the very top, so I put it through. I'm wrapping it around. I'm going to anchor it, and then wrap some more, and then anchor it, and get that nice and secure. Perfect. We got them all in with just two pieces of wire, one for the base, one for the threading. And it's going to close this off with one last supremely disgusting curly Q. This one is just going to be like, shield your eyes, because when you see this curly Q, you're going to just be like, oh, nauseating. Let's fold that in there. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry you have to see this. Let's play around with it a little bit. Maybe move this piece up in here. And I think we're ready. As much as this is pretty strong, and I wanted to do it in just two pieces of wire, I think I'm going to take some very, very thin 26 gauge and just thread some little spots around here to just make it extra, extra strong, so that the grossness can just last forever. So let's do that real quick. There we go. I threaded some teeny tiny little 26 gauge just around these edges, and that really strengthened the whole thing up. It's not moving now. I think it could take more of a beating, and the ugliness will last a lifetime, hopefully. So let's finish this up.